Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
It's another beautiful day on the Finca. It's forecast to be 27 degrees Celsius today, which is 81 Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
Lovely, not bad for October. And 16th of October. Yes, lovely.
Yeah.
What are we on today then?
I need to nip into town. I need to visit the market, the famous market that took me
Any more socks?
ages to find the other day. At least I know where it is this time. Yeah, more socks and t-shirts if they have them. And then when I get back, I'm going to carry on with the stable, do a bit more creosoting. We have mentioned previously, but for those of you that haven't watched every single video, if you are concerned about the creosote, obviously because it's an animal shelter, it is a perfectly...
It's not actually creosote,
no,
we just call it creosote.
A safe version of it, completely
non-toxic.
non-toxic.
Actually banned in the EU now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a non-toxic, animal-friendly version.
Yeah.
We don't use any chemicals here, not unless we can really help it.
No. Yeah, so that's me today. What are you up to?
Well, we're moving. We're living more upstairs, or we're eating upstairs now. More in the apartment. But we've got no cooking facilities up there as yet, so we're still cooking downstairs. And then when I want to carry things upstairs, and you've probably noticed in other videos, there's no handrail on this staircase. And it's
very precarious.
It can be a bit precarious, yeah, or it could be a bit precarious. So I've been deliberating for ages what to make the handrail of. I thought a scaffold pole, a metal one, but that would be cold on the hands in the winter. So I'm actually going to make it in exactly the same as it was originally, which I think would be quite nice as well. It's got a metal wire in the wall, which obviously I'll show you in a minute, that used to hold the wood there at the top, and it had a post at the bottom. So I'm gonna recreate it as it was. I think. We
know this because when we moved in, part of it was still there, albeit it was completely rotten.
Leaning up against the wall because it was rotten. So it's been there. It's not bad. It's done 150 years.
Yeah.
So hopefully ours will last another.
It'll see us out
years.
Anyway.
Sure. So I'm having a break from the ceiling today because my shoulders are suffering from reaching up and stretching, and because it's angled, I'm now going into a corner. So we'll start. We'll have a look at that fresh another day.
Fresh on Monday, probably.
Probably, yeah. So let's
crack.
The olives.
The olives. Just to update on the olives. We haven't been emptying them every 3 hours as you're supposed to, because we've had so much to do. 2 to 3 times
a day.
But we have been doing them once a day.
So
they're almost there.
Yeah, they're taking a little bit longer then.
I think it's because there's so many in that big tub.
It's not a problem.
But they're smelling beautiful. You take the lid off, they smell just like olives.
Along. So we'll update you on those.
We'll update you on those, but I don't think it'll be long now before we'll be doing the brine.
For sure, next week, we'll be on that. Anyway, right, so that's enough waffle.
Let's crack on.
Let's do it. So, this is the staircase in question. It's actually a Catalan vaulted staircase, which basically means it holds itself up. And they were quite common in Spain in a lot of places, especially some of the posher older buildings. Apparently they come from the Romans originally. So yeah, bit of an amazing thing really. It just looks like it's just there, but it works and it stays up. The rail up there you can see. Can you see that? I found a piece of timber that's pretty much the same size as the original. Ours might be a little bit bigger, but there's a wire in the wall where it used to be fixed into the stonework. So we're going to keep that original. It's not the highest handrail, or it won't be the highest handrail, but we want to keep it original, and it should do its job anyway. At the bottom of the case there was a post, the staircase, there was a post here that used to take the rail up as well. So I don't think our rail's actually going to be as long, probably to about here at a guess. I've not looked yet, so I'm just going to put a post, a new post further up. So yeah, let's crack on with it. So you can see here, this wire is actually fixed into the wall. I've just stuck that in to see if our timber will do the same, fit the same job. It is, so I'm going to cut a longer piece of this because this is a bit short for a handrail. So let's get on with it. Okie dokie, so we've got it clamped in place. You can't have too many clamps, remember. This one's just supporting it that way. This is going to be the upright. I'm going to cut it off, obviously. It's going to go underneath this one, and I'm going to fix it to the wall. And the first thing I'm going to do though, at the top there, the wire's a bit old and a bit thingy, so I'm actually going to put a bracket and bolt that to the wall and fix it to the wood. You won't see it when it's pointed up, but it'll be a really good solid job. So that's the first thing to do, make that bracket. Right, so I'm back in the old workshop and favourite place. I'm going to make it out of this piece of angle, and all I'm going to do, I'm just going to cut a slice off, drill a hole through there to fix to the rail, and a hole through there that'll screw to the wall. So I'll get that done and come back to you in a second, well, in a quarter of an hour or something, although it won't be that long for you. Okay, so there it is. I'm just going to go and try it in case I need to have to make any adjustments to it, to the angle. So I'll just pop up, try it, and then I'll come back to you in a minute. Okay, I'm back. I've just, if you can tell, I've just opened it up slightly to give it a good fit to the wall. I just put it in the vise and just cranked the vise up until I got it where I wanted it. Several trips later, I must walk kilometres every day, miles. So there we go. So now I'm not going to paint it either, because when it's in place and the pointing's done, this is going to be completely concealed by the stone. So let's go and get it in place. Right, so I've got that screwed to the timber now. All I'm going to do now is drill through the hole you can see there, hopefully you can see it, into the stonework, and then put a fixing in there to lock it in place. Speed it up a bit. That should be pretty good. I'm gonna whack a couple of roll plugs in it. Then fire the screw in, take it off hammer. Don't do that. Right, I made a mess of that one. I'll go and get another screw. Right, we'll try again. It's actually quite difficult to get a good press on it. With it being in a bit of an obscure place up in the air. We'll have another go though. Turn the torque down, get him in there. Let's see if I can hold on to the wall perhaps. Lovely. Blooming solid. Well, the top is. Excellent. Right, step 1. Alrighty, step 2. Now the top's secure. We need to cut this one. So all I'm going to do is draw a line under there like that, because I know it's exactly where we want it. This is exactly plumb, and that's the height we want it. Then we can take this one off, because it's secure at the top now, he says, and transfer it to hold this one where we want it. That one. Then we can take this one off and go and cut our piece. I shall be back momentarily. Right, so we've got our piece in position. I'm going to put a nice black screw down from the top through there like that. Not very big, and then, but then I'm going to pin it from underneath with a longer screw. So I'm just going to pilot it first as well, make it a bit easier. We take him out of there, put our pilot bit in, and where does he want to be? About there. Should do him. Then should have got the other drill out really, save me keep swapping bits. Stick him in there. It's still wobbly because it's not fixed to the wall yet. Right, and then the underneath one. Right, okay, good stuff. We can take this one off now. And we can also take this one off. It should hold itself up. Excellent. Now what we've got to do is fix this one to the wall there. You can't even see that, can you? Hang on. This one now we need to fix to the wall down there. 2 fixings are going in there. I'm going to use threaded rod, resin fixings into the big stones, nuts on the outside with a nice big black plate. So let's have a look at that. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a resin fixing in that big stone there. Basically I'm going to fix with resin a threaded rod into the wall there. It'll come through here on the front. I'm going to put a plate on the front and a nut on it so I can tighten it right back tight against there. One there and probably one in that one there as well. What I need though is a hole through the wood big enough to be able to get this through after. So it's going to have a big plate over it anyway, so it won't matter. So I shall go and find a drill bit suitable. Right, so I've got a 22mm wood bit. I just need to line this up with the centre of my stone, which is about there, and go all the way through. One, another one. I need to find a decent sized stone down here. I think that one will do it there. Oh, get him in the middle. Okay, and number 2. Perfect. Now I can drill through there with my masonry bit to make the hole for my rod. So I'll go and find some rods, see what size my nuts are, and look at doing that. My rods I'm going to be using are 8mm, so I've got some nice black nuts. So I'm going to do an 11mm hole into the stone. Get it where I want it, and then right, that's one. I'll get the other one done. Then when we've drilled them, we need to get all the dust out. Like that. One. Okay, that makes sure the resin will stick to the stones. Obviously if it's full of dust it won't stick very well. Right, now we need to resin these in. One in there. They might be a bit long, but it doesn't matter. I'll cut them off when they're in. The good thing about these resin things is this is half used, but if you seal them off properly, put the original top back on, it stops it coming into contact. So all we do, shove that into the back of our hole, and then fill the hole up. That's it. That's one. Yeah, come on. And just keep pulling it out as you fill it up until you get your hole full. That should be it. Then just push your rods in. You know you got it full because a bit will come out the front. Excellent. Till it stops. Same with this one. Okay. Then we just leave it to go off and put the top back on this so it doesn't go hard in the nozzle. You have to throw the nozzles away, but they're like 10 cents each or something like that. Right, so I'll get this sealed up and we'll just wait for that to dry, and while we're waiting we'll go and make the plates that are going to go on the front. Right, so I'm going to make the two plates out of this. It's already painted I think actually, so that'll save us a job. So I'm just going to cut two fresh pieces. The rod's 8mm, so I'm going to drill an 8.5mm hole through the centre of it, and that'll be it, job done. So I'll get that done and we'll have a look at it in a minute. Okay, so the resin's gone off, fairly gone off. It does take a little bit longer, but it's hard. So I can now stick my plate. Oh, there's my plates. Lovely, eh? Look at that. All we do, take the nut off, drop the nut, stick him on there, like so, and run the nut on. I'm not going to tighten them up just yet until I'm certain that the resin has gone off, but I'm just going to sort of loosely put it here, and then I'll cut this excess of thread off when we're done. Come on, get on. Just to give you an idea though. There's one. Come on, get on. That's it. And there we are. So when it's dry, I'll tighten them right up, chop these off flush, dab a black paint on them, should look smashing. So we'll come back to you in a little bit. Right, so we'll just tighten them up now. They're going pretty good. Possibly have to do them again in a couple of days, and then we'll just chop the things off with the old grinder. Engage safety glasses. There it is. So it's done, absolutely solid, fantastic. This wood, although it's this greenish tint now, it's tannalised, but it will go the same lovely golden colour, the same as the door, because the frame on the door was actually this colour as well when we built it. So yeah, it should look lovely. All the grain will come out of it as well. Then when we oil it, it'll look even better. So yeah, really pleased with that. Another good job well done.
Well folks, I am absolutely delighted with this. It's been much needed. Just one of those jobs that, you know, you keep putting off because there's always another priority, but this is going to be fabulous. Well done, Andy. Didn't get round to doing my creosoting, just back from the market, but I did get some socks, so that's a good thing. Yeah, thank you so much guys for watching. Hope you've enjoyed today's video and found it informative. Thank you to all our subscribers, new and old, and anyone that hasn't yet subscribed. If you fancy doing so, please click on the button below, click the bell to receive notifications of all our future videos, and thank you to all our supporters, of course. Goes without saying. We're not back tomorrow, it's our day off, so we will see you on Tuesday. Have a fabulous weekend guys, and stay safe.